Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
To California, worked another couple of years, and then got the position in Washington, D.C. for a couple of years. Then I got another position in Los Angeles. That was 1975, and I've been here ever since.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice that you just heard comes from God, the man upstairs. That man has a voice that, but understand, there are zillions of folks out there who have a special voice also. But today we will be talking to a fella who is in the broadcasting industry, and that is well known. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a person I have known for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Lee Bailey. Greetings, Lee. Welcome back once again to The Actor's Choice.
Hello, Ron. It's good to see you again.
That voice. Listen to that voice.
Now, am I on the? I just realized something. I may be on the wrong program.
No, you're it. This is it.
It says The Actor's Choice.
Right. What did I say?
I'm not an actor.
Well, that's.
Does that disqualify me?
Well, yes, you're qualified. Trust me. We wouldn't put you on the road. We put people who are actors, directors, people associated with the business. You are associated with the business because you're an executive, because you are Lee Bailey.
Well, thank you, sir. All right, I feel better now.
Okay.
I feel like I have a reason to be here.
Yes, you have a reason to be here because you put a lot of people in the news on a daily basis. EUR, you keep them going.
That's what we do. We cover the world of infotainment or entertainment.
Yes.
But we do it through what we call infotainment, which is information that's entertaining or entertainment that's informative, et cetera, et cetera.
So tell me, where were you born at, sir?
I was born in a little place called Moreland, Georgia, or as I recall, Moline, Georgia.
Okay.
South of Atlanta.
And then?
Say again?
And then you moved?
Then I, at the age of 8, I moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of the Steelers, and grew up there. Look at you. You got the background going, got the skyline of Pittsburgh, and so you put some work in. I'm proud of you. Or did you have somebody else put the work in?
I'm not going to pick that. I'm moving on. Okay. I've been here. The reason I've been in your place where you came from, Pittsburgh, I worked for Sheridan Broadcasting Network there. And we used to call it Pittsburgh. I'm going up Pittsburgh. But you knew what it was. I'm trying to put together your voice and the fascination with radio that you have with radio.
Well, I'm not sure how to answer that per se, except that I just kind of believe that I was put here to because I'm in the position I am because of my voice. Let's just put it that way. Everywhere I go, my entire life, people have always commented about my voice, so I think there's something special about it.
Oh, yeah.
Not exactly sure what it is, but almost not a day goes by. Shh, I'm talking, damn
it. Your voice is protected, isn't it? You have one of those curses on there, right?
If you say so.
Okay.
All I know is I just move my lips and stuff comes out, and we go from there.
Take it from there. Okay, I understand that your first experience with radio began where you were still in the Air Force. So you joined the Air Force, huh?
Yeah, I did time in the Air Force from 1966 to 1970. I guess you could say that is 4 years from 66 to 70. I was stationed up in Sacramento at McClellan Air Force Base, which is now, I think, a business park. There used to be McClellan and Mather in Sacramento. They're both gone now. So uh, I was in the Airborne Early Warning Squad. I don't know if people remember, those were they call them Connies.
That's right.
Those were the old airplanes, most famous, I guess, back in the day. TWA flew the Constellations. They're prop planes with 4 engines, two on each side, of course, and the wing, the back, the tail. It was like three vertical
I'll join the
tails or something
Air
like that.
Force. I'll join. We only have 17 minutes. I'll join. Go ahead and join you.
Oh, okay. See, you should you need to ask me specific questions,
I'm going
otherwise
to ask
I'll
you the
just start
introduction.
drifting off.
Let's fast forward. We only have 17 minutes. So in 1970, you had a nickname. What was it? 1970.
In 1970, I had a nickname.
Yes.
I believe you're talking about the voice. I
The
think.
voice. Yes, sir.
I think that's what you're referring to, but
Right.
that's kind of followed me around pretty much my entire life. So it's still relevant in 2024, from what I heard, not just 1970, but
Let me say this
still
real quick.
to this
Thank
day.
you for your service to this country. God bless you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, sir, and the same to you,
A lot
likewise.
of people in this
Because
country don't
understand,
never been in the military and talk a whole lot of yang. I ain't gonna say no names.
yeah,
Okay, let's get back to LA.
I can think of one orange fella
What does he do? What's
that
his name? What
the
his name?
orange fella,
The orange. What his name?
the orange a-hole. I, let's not go there. This is my time. I don't want to waste my time talking about
Okay.
that.
All right. You moved to Los Angeles. You moved to Sacramento. Then you went to Washington D.C. You came back to L.A. at KUTEFMM. But your talent also led to voiceover jobs. What is voiceovers, Lee?
Well, voiceovers, of course, is anytime you hear a commercial on TV, you're seeing the visual, and then more than likely there's an announcer or a male voice for the most part, and sometimes a female voice. But that person who's narrating that ad is doing what they call a voiceover. Or if you go to the movie, or if you're watching, say, Netflix, and there's what they call a trailer, uh, pretty much the voice is talking about the action you're seeing. That's a voiceover.
Okay. So then in 1979, you converted your garage into a studio and you formed Lee Bailey Productions, correct?
That's right. That's right. I was at that point, my radio. Well, actually, the truth is, I got fired from my position as a DJ. I was at a station where KUTE is the station, as a matter of fact, and well, you said no dishing, uh, but the truth is, I was fired by the legendary Frankie Crocker
Never heard
from
of
Inner City Broadcasting.
God bless
Uh,
him. Again.
and I won't go into the details, but the entire staff was let go.
Yeah.
At that point, I had a decision to make whether I wanted to stay in radio as a DJ or strike out and do my own thing. I had been thinking about doing my own thing, and I'd sort of been doing voiceovers and production work, voice production work on the side, and I saw that it could be fairly lucrative, but I was still scared to make the jump entirely because I had a full-time gig, money coming in. Of course, I didn't want to necessarily didn't want to walk away from that, but when I was pushed away from it, again, it wasn't a thing where I could easily say, well, let me just go ahead and do the production work and create my own my own
And what did you call
company
that
or anything like
organization?
that.
What did you call
So I decided to make that jump as opposed to getting another job because I had other job offers as a jock, but in the back of my head I kept thinking now uh, it's only a matter of time if you're a jock that
it?
you're going to
Looking
be
at the clock.
fired.
I'm looking at the clock. Unfortunately, I got to move fast. Radio Scope is the company we're talking to.
Well, I thought we just started.
No, no, we do. You only have 17 minutes. Ooh.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, next question.
Next Radio Scope. And there was a lady named Diane Blackman that was with you.
Yeah, what about her?
Well, that was your partner. You guys got you married at that time, and there
Yeah,
she is.
yeah.
Bye, bye,
Oh,
bye.
oh, oh, where did you get? Wait a minute. How did you get that picture?
None you.
I'll read it. Yeah. So Diane came into my
None
life.
your business.
It, she came into my life after about a year or two after I had begun Radio Scope.
Yes.
And helped me. And that's kind of when things turned around because she had the business mind that I lacked. I was the creative side and really sucked on the business side. Didn't really want to do it, didn't know how to do it. But fortunately, she came along and handled that side, and then things took off from there.
Dead air.
Well, I answered your question. No. What?
Dead air.
When I
Dead air.
keep talking, you shut me off. So I stop,
Okay.
and then you don't say anything. What?
Okay.
What?
You know a lot of people. The next guy is a guy named Bow-Legged Lou. You've been. This is just a smidgen of what this man has been doing over the years. Who don't know him? Like I said, seriously.
Yeah, Bow-Legged Lou from Full Force. Man, what a I I could tell you some stories about Bow-Legged Lou,
Yes.
but again,
You have
since
to.
you don't allow people to dish on actors, what
Yes.
is the show called again?
This show, the actor.
Actor's Choice.
Yes.
That I can't tell you my favorite Bow-Legged Lou story. So there.
At another time, we'd love to bring you back when we have 30 minutes. Okay. Let's see. There's an organization that you had called EUR, Electronic Urban Report.
Well, the Electronic Urban Report is basically what we're doing now. That's my website and online creative force. Again, EUR, EUR Web, and EUR, by the way, then it stood for Electronic Urban Report. But I guess maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, we changed it from Electronic Urban Report to Everything Urban plus Radio Scope. Now, if you have time, I'll tell you why we did that, but more than likely, I don't have time. So
That's correct.
unfortunately, people will never know why we made that change. That's just too bad for them and you. Oh,
Well,
well.
here's what you do, folks, to cover all the work that this man talks about. Give the telephone number so they can give you a call. Come and talk to you.
I'm not, I, I'm not giving my phone number out
Now,
over
but
public
you are a
airspace.
gentleman.
Are you insane?
No, I'm not
Yes, you
crazy.
are.
Okay, I saw your eyes get wide. There's a lady who worked with you. A lot of people worked with you, but this lady, we remember. Ah, there she is.
Lorita, as I was messed with her, her name is La Rita, but I always make her mad and call her Low Rita. But she's a gem. She's been with me ever since she came out of college. And matter of fact, Diane is the one who brought her into the company, and
Yes.
she's been, man. I can't tell you enough about Lorita Shelby. She is a force of nature. Let's just put it that way.
I'm waiting on the next person to come in online. In the meantime, I got time to ask you a question. Tony, can you put up number 13, please? Ah, look at that picture. Look at that. The history
Look at
maker.
that handsome feller.
Very much handsome.
Back then, the history makers. That was an interesting time. And man, I think about see that comparison. Not too bad. We're like 77 now. I guess I was in my late 30s when that photo and that situation happened. But I'm blessed to still be here.
Hmm.
And it's through the help of people like yourself and a lot of other black folk who are the reason why I'm here. You know, people, a lot of people, period. But it was, quite frankly, because of a lot of black folk like you that I'm still here in the game. So
Yes, certainly.
thank you, brothers
So,
and sisters. What now?
well, no, I'm just waiting for the next person to come, and it's not here yet. So that gives us time to say a few more things. But I
Well, you
just
got to ask me a question. I could just
okay.
start babbling about a whole bunch of stuff that's not relevant. What do you want to know? What do you want to
Okay.
discuss?
With the job that you have, I mean, it's not all fun. There's a lot of things like remember when they had the Rodney King event back in 1991, March 3rd? You went through the trial of O.J. Simpson. There's a number of things that you did while you over these years. As you look back on it, my brother, how do you feel? What's it like that you've been through? What's
Well, you know, it's been a real thrill. I don't I don't consider what I do work because it's just a lot of fun. We're you know, there's no shortage of drama. There's no shortage of stories. The frustration sometimes is trying to figure out how to cover it all, and of course you can't. And you know, a lot of times certain stories come along where you may have been first on them, and then they grow so big
yes,
that you really can't put your arms around them and cover them
yes,
anymore because they just mushroom to the point where you have to let it go and let the big boys who have all of the resources take over, and then you pretty much follow them. But that's just, you know, how it is in this industry. You know, you do what you can and not try and do what you can't, because if you out there trying to do what you can't, you make a fool of yourself, and that's not a that's not a good look. So that's how we approach that. Your other your other your other your other guest still isn't here.
man,
Is
I
that
run
what the
into
problem
things.
is?
So when we continue to give you more time
Well,
and tell
well,
them,
well. All right.
uh, what's a
I
typical
mean,
day like for you?
I can use this moment to do I guess a pitch for EUR Web. I hope
Please
people
go
will
for it,
come
brother.
by and check us out at eurweb.com. There you'll find the latest on what's going on in urban entertainment and culture and politics. Um, you'll find our point of view, and you'll be thoroughly entertained and informed. Again, that's eurweb.com. It's not your web, as some people are inclined to say. It's EUR web. See, now I'm going to go into my proclivities and start tripping on, yeah, cry me a tears. Am I crying? And
I'm crying.
you, you oh, you're why? Why? Because I'm telling my sad story.
I know you're too much. That's
You're making me act like a fool up
no.
in
Oh,
here.
oh no, never,
A complete
never. That's a
numbskull.
four-letter word. We don't use that four-letter word.
Oh,
Now
oh,
we'll use love. How's that one fit you?
love?
Love won't let me wait. Where was you when this record came out? Where was you and who was you doing it to? Remember we used to talk about that Jack back in the old
Oh
days?
my God, where were you and who were you? Look at you. I never heard that. I never heard that one before. That wasn't in my arsenal as a jock. I thought
You
you
know,
were a newsman. I didn't know
oh
you had
no,
some
it started
DJ, some old school
you know,
DJ in you.
I started out in just working at a radio station. I was in the Navy station down in Corpus Christi, Texas, and they were looking for someone to be on the show. And so I took the lead for it. And they said, "I like your voice," and there it is. The rest is history. And I learned a lot at the station, and went back in the Navy, and I asked him a question. Here I was in the Navy teaching people how to fly airplanes, and I asked them, can I do that? And they said, do what? They said, be in the military and also doing what you're doing, broadcasting. I said, yeah. And that's how I got into that. I spent a lot of years there. Then I came out, jumped into different places. It started out with American Urban Radio Networks.
I didn't
That's
know
when I got news.
that part per se. I had no idea. And I'm trying to remember when we actually met. It was obviously, we met here in Los Angeles, if I'm not mistaken. It had to have been.
Yes.
And now, at that point, were you already with American Urban Radio
Yes.
Networks or Sheridan? Or was it AUR before it was Sheridan? What?
Yes.
Okay.
It was,
AURN?
AURN, yes. Yes.
Okay. And they brought you to, is that how you got to Los Angeles?
That's how I got it, yes. My friend, I hate to do this to you, but our next guest is here. So you and I will
So just like that, you're done with me.
Just like that. Just like that. But we'll have you back again, seriously. Have you back again. Thank you so much for stopping by. Always great. Always great to hear and see what you're doing. Do come back and lay some of that on us. The one, the only.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Actor's Choice. Young Tron Brewington. Roll it, Tony.
Hi, Ron. I am so.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest for over 20 years has been created and produced nonprofit events, award shows, major festivals on both coasts. She honed her craft while living in New York City. Yay, that's my home for 6 years before moving to LA. Her history includes the co-creation of the Violin Peace Concert '86 on Martha's Vineyard. I could go on and on and on. When you look at this lady's waiting, you will see that lady didn't let grass grow under her feet. So, here to talk about her latest gift, that she calls it In My Father's House, a play written by her. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jackie Kane. Jackie, now you can talk, baby. Now you can sit.
Hi, Ron. Nice
How
to
you
see
doing?
you. I'm good. It's crazy. We're about to open on Thursday night. Thanks for having me on your show.
Have it no other way. Wow. Wouldn't have it no other way. There we go. It's paperwork. You have done a lot of things. As I went through it, I saw that you did an event called Productions. Can you show us that this is just some of the work this lady, number 34. Look at this is just some of the work that you did, just a few things.
Sure. Kane Productions. Yeah, through Kane Productions, after being mentored by David Maldonado in New York City a long time ago, we were managing Mark Anthony when he was only 17, and Ruben Blades and Menudo, touring, working with the tours in North America, and getting to produce Celia Cruz and Tito Puente at Madison Square Garden. And I had gone back to acting at that time and left New York City, went to LA and pursued that for quite a while. And that's also when the script was written. But also in the later part of the 90s, I went back to production. And so I've, for many years, produced concerts, including Jackson Browne, Stephen Stills, Chris Christopherson, oh, my heart, and many other baby boomer acts. So, yeah. And now with all those skills, going back to theater, acting, and this play, which I first started to write in the 90s.
Wow. You have done, by the way, you had a young man with you. Who was that good-looking, handsome young man that you had with you?
Oh, that's my husband. That's Gary. Oh, do you mean my dog? No, no, Missy. Oh, there's a picture with us with Missy. No, because Missy's in a lot of pictures with us. She's. But Gary is my husband. He's co-directing, and Gary is an Emmy Award-winning director out of Hollywood. He directed Benson for many years, and many other soap operas in that same time period. And a show called, he won his Emmy actually for a show called The Way It Was a sports show.
Hey, okay. Let's talk about In My Father's House.
Sure.
Yes, look at that. There's work there. What's the difference between a good play and a great play? You do plays now.
Well, from my perspective, of course, what I love combining and interweaving is real life, real conversations that have taken place, even if we mold together different characters to make one character, and where there's laughter and tears. And I think if I can move people to laugh and cry, I've done my job. So that to me is important to really be honest, truthful in what I present. And also it's really obviously very important to me to interweave music, whether it's live music or recorded music, because music's so part of our lives and pushes buttons and memories and can excite us and move us to tears. So there's lots of music in the play as well. It's not a musical. It's not like people break out in song, but we do have Levi Lobo, who's playing Angel in the play. He does play guitar and sing. And so we're actually using some of his lyrics, and he'll be performing some of his music. And besides that, we just have a lot of recorded music as one would listen to in their daily life.
Gotcha. You wrote the play. How close to this play is the subject of you and your family?
And my family?
Yeah. Get them all in there.
Well, excuse me. It is semi-autobiographical, and I wouldn't say that these specific things per se happen to me, but some of these parts of these conversations have taken place. My grandfather, I've given the character a different name, but my grandfather did play clarinet, in the play it's violin. My grandfather played clarinet in the Tsar's band, and that was right before the Russian Revolution. And he was quietly Jewish. They didn't know he was Jewish. And also he was considered part of the staff. So it's a good thing his mother convinced him that he should leave. And so he did in the middle of the night with a Jewish gypsy caravan and made his way to America. And so here I am. In the play, we have a young man who plays a violin, and we portray it as he is the spirit of the grandfather at the turn of the century in Russia, early 1900s, a similar situation. And a lot of the conversations that take place between the father and daughter, between Dr. Rubinstein and his daughter, Alana, they're arguing a lot over, I guess you could say, politics, and that she should be staying within her own religion with who she dates. And it really more goes back to that whole survival thing of what his father went through, what happened in World War II, and so on. And we're also looking to sweep out stereotypes. So just because he's so strict about this does not mean that he's not for civil rights and a liberal Democrat, because he is. So, yeah.
We got a video we'd like to show everybody.
Oh, you do?
You do. Roll it.
Oh, and I was pretty blown away by it was just after the Rodney King LA riots, and I was blown away by the split between rich and poor, the gang violence, the drive-bys, all the children that were being killed.
Wow. Nice. Quick. They have a rule, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Nice. That was very nice. We got a little time here. Please tell us about those talented cast members you got.
Sure. So I'm so thrilled to have Levi Lobo playing Angel,
Uh-huh.
We did have to turn over many stones. In Santa Fe, it's not like LA or New York City where they line up for casting. And so we did turn over many stones, and he is so multi-talented, and he's been able to become Angel in the best of ways. So we're very excited to have him. And playing Alana is Svea Kennedy, a young woman who studied here, but also in London. She's also out of Albuquerque, and she's just wonderful as Alana. We also have local cast members. Brent Black, who is a character actor and just amazing. I mean, there's places where I never thought there would be laughter, and we just end up hysterical because both him and Angela Bond are just so professional. They're pros, and they've really brought their own thing to this, and it's really great. And Macarena is from Spain, and she recently came back with her daughter, and she is playing Rosie, Angel's mother, and she just embodies Rosie absolutely perfectly. So I am thrilled with my cast.
Excellent. Excellent. Can you tell us the location of where play will be held?
Sure, it is at Teatro Paraguas in Santa Fe, and it opens on the 3rd with our big opening night, which is sold out, the 4th. And it runs through the 20th, Thursday through Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you, Brown. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've had occasion to meet and understand people. A lot of folks don't know this. There are a lot of talented people in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yes.
Tons of them. Tell us about that, please.
Yes, there are. And there's three main theater houses here. And there's wonderful, wonderful actors here. And there's obviously a lot going on now in film.
Yep.
And so that is how I did get the word out a little bit further, was by reaching out to film casting directors who would be in touch with people who are like on Dark Winds. And of course, Netflix is here in Albuquerque now, and they're doing so much production. And I just love seeing how many people have been over the years and during COVID, but even more so now, moving from California. And a lot of them are friends of mine. They either were friends from before or they've become new friends. And so we're just so excited to see that whole niche here. There's so much here culturally. It is so culturally diverse. And it's exciting because I feel there's opportunities for anyone that wants to do their art. They can do it here, whether it's actual painting or being in theater, putting on a play and directing. I've never directed a play before. I'm just making it happen. And there's wonderful support for it as well. So I love seeing the influx of talent, and of course the talent that's been here for a really long time. And then also the fact that it's so culturally diverse, and the play is culturally diverse. And so it's really exciting. It was sort of a perfect fit for Teatro Paraguas.
Got time for one more question, and that is, what excites you the most about this play?
Oh, well, because it's a dream come true. I mean, I started writing this 30 years ago. So I think we get better perspective on things and people in our lives and our parents, our ancestors over time, and that certainly has happened. But it was 1992 when I first moved to LA, and it was just after the Rodney King LA riots, and I was really moved by the disparity and the split between rich and poor, the racism, the gang violence, the police violence. And so this is where I was inspired, to first write the play. And of course, it's evolved over time. And we did do a two-person version at the theater. I was a member of Group Repertory Theater in Burbank. And so for me, this is just a dream come true to produce and direct the full play and have such amazing talent make it come to life. And the stage is just unbelievable what they've created with this scenery. For me, it's a work of passion, and it's been a long time coming, so it's really, really exciting.
Jackie, you've got quite a history that you've done over the years. What can I say? Since you're doing a play, I must say to you, break a leg.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you
Much
so much,
thanks to
Ron.
the publicist, my good friend. You know
Oh,
her,
Eileen, we love
Eileen
Eileen.
Proctor.
Oh, we've gotten in lots of trouble together over the years. We're
That's
always
that means you're
we're
friends.
always stirring it up as activists. So it's nice to be back in cahoots with her.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Ron. Take care.
Yeah. This is the Actor's Choice. I'm Ron Brewington. Roll it, Tony.
As a publicist, I first started my first company after I had became a professor at Cal State LA and Southwest College. And then I got fired. That's what happened. I got fired.
Can you hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. My next guest today is founder of ESP Public Relations. Now, this is a full-service public relations firm. She provides story placement with worldwide media outlets, including mainstream and urban publications, crisis management, marketing, strategic and communications firms. Wow, that lady busy. She's more than just a publicist. She's a creator of TV series on MTV and producer of film and TV series. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a lady who has done what she does for more than 30 years. As we say, dirty, dirty, dirty. Okay? Ladies
Hi,
and
everybody.
Dr.
Hi, Ron.
Edna. How you doing, lady? That's Dr. Edna Sims. Please welcome her. Oh, God. Where were you born at?
Detroit, Michigan,
Hometown.
Motor City. Yeah.
Couldn't find it. Oh, city so nice they named it twice. City so pretty they call it New York City. Well, that's the way it came out. You gotta ask, because here's a question of all times. A lot of people, because you deal with people, and we'll talk about some of the people that you deal with. People you deal with. Why do I need a publicist?
You need a publicist for whatever you're doing to provide awareness of what it is you're doing or your project that you're working on. People must know. And that's what a publicist does. They provide awareness.
As you know, there are a lot of them out here in the street, good actors, I ain't gonna mention no names, who don't have a publicist.
I know, it's sad.
I say, what's wrong with you? That's like people who don't want to get up on the stage. They'll go do film and do television, but they won't get up on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll come around though.
Oh,
They'll see all their fellow actors getting awards, getting that attention, getting stories written up on them on radio shows, on TV, and then they'll say, uh-oh, how did that get done? Well, they had a publicist. Just like I'm now representing one of the cast of the popular acclaim award-winning show, The Bear.
Yes.
And he came to me, he saw everybody getting awards, and he just said, I need a publicist. Well, you came to the right girl.
They don't call you a doctor for nothing. There must be something to it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Working alone for a large PR organizations. What was that like? How did you get started?
I got fired. I got fired from my job. I was working at Cal State LA as director of continuing education. I was starting to, one of the, continuing education is not only for adults, but for young adults and children as well. And I was doing a Laker basketball camp. I had put in a system for Cal State LA. But I owned it. And so then they decided, I guess, to fire me, came up with some flimsy reason. And I said, that's it. No one will ever have that much control over my life. I will start a business. I prayed about it and God blessed me. And I've been doing that ever since.
Goes to show you don't think, when you think you got a job that's going to be yours forever and ever, and then all of a sudden they say, bye.
Yeah, bye. No. See, a independent contractor or owner of a business, we may get clients, lose clients, but the thing is that some come, some go, but you can't be fired.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. When we opened up the show with your section, we saw the Sandra Rose show out of Detroit.
I love her.
She is beautiful, does a show with everybody. She's a bit hefty. So you see that one, Edna Sims?
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
When I saw it, I said, put that up, Brand. Put that up there. Let us see that. I've been doing that. Lee Bailey, who just was on a little earlier, he's been there. A lot of people have been on that show. Those people are
Yeah.
just, and I'm going to send a copy of this show to them today and let them say, another one bites the dust. We got
Oh,
you.
good. That's going to be great.
We
And
got
they're my fellow Detroiters. Sandy and her team is from Detroit.
great things are happening in Detroit. Great things.
Yeah.
How often do you get back to Detroit? How often do you get to Detroit?
Not often,
Uh-huh.
but I get there enough. I don't have any family there anymore. No home. And then when I go there, I have to stay in a hotel. So it's too sad, unless I'm working.
Okay. Where do publicists get their training and education?
I would think they would get it from school, but I was never trained in public relations. I majored in psychology, which I got a BS degree from Michigan State University. I stayed on for my master's and got that degree in counseling psych. And then, of course, I got an honorary doctorate um, from a Bible school because all the work that I do in gospel music and working with pastors all across the United States.
Interesting.
I just learned. I just learned. I just watched and learned.
Oh, people are going to say, Ron, you should ask this question, so I'm going to ask it. How much money do you guys make in this business?
It depends on the publicist.
Got you.
Like if you're able to get, corporate clients and stuff like that, you can make, six figures. Like I had the Ford Motor Company. I was making very good money as one of my clients. And then you have, um, independent people, musicians, actors, directors, producers, authors. And then, you'll make decent money. I make good money. Praise God.
Praise the Lord. I just wrote a brief list of some of the clients that you had.
Oh,
Straight
good.
up Compton. ABC, Martin Luther King Jr. Day Parade.
Yes.
Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
Lou Gossett.
Yes.
Spike Lee.
Yes.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. It's one of your clients. Janet Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Don Cheadle.
Mm-hmm.
David Talbot. She's saying, Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah.
Foxy lady doing that commercial, doing real well with that. Ford Motor Company. ASCAT. LA County Bar Association. Here's a picture. We got a picture of this one, Tony. Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yes. I love me some L.
Yeah. Magic Johnson.
Yes.
One more person, Pastor Bon Crawford. You mean
Who's
like
that? Pastor who?
Pastor Dan Crawford.
Bam Crawford. Yes.
And this just, ladies and gentlemen, that's just a very small part of what she does. And it gets around to a lot of people. What's the biggest problem in the business at this time, as you see it? AI, maybe?
I would say it's the publicist.
Okay, hit me.
I don't want to talk about anybody or dog anybody out, but this is a professional act of things that we do.
Yes.
And I think that it should be done correctly. Like, I walked into a red carpet because I do and work and set up and coordinate red carpets. I walked into a red carpet by a big company last week and it was set up wrong. I'm like, see, when you set up a red carpet, you gotta go with the flow of the room, how everything's comings and goings, and to see them do it backwards, I'm like, come on, guys. I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. I know they're big, they're small offices, they're big ones. I mean, people like Rogers and Cowan, global marketing offices in LA, New York, Miami, you know, they're, would you like to work for that company?
I already have. Sometimes they hire me when they want their black agenda pushed.
Okay.
So they will subcontract me to work with them. I worked with Rogers and Cowan's on a couple of things. One was Barack's My Brother's Keepers program,
Yes.
and then there was something else. But anyway, but no, they came to me.
Recently, a couple of years back, you received the caucus honoree, right?
The what?
Caucus gave you an honor.
Yeah, they did. I love the caucus for producers, writers, and directors.
Right.
And and I was their first Black publicist. The caucus for producers, writers, and directors is an organization. They were the guys that started TV as we know it today.
Okay.
And so that was a big honor because usually it's the old boys club doing that. Norman Lear and many, many others. And so for them to have a Black woman, that was proud. Even it's good to be the first. I like being the first. And I don't mind being the last either.
We just happen to have a video. Roll it, Tony.
Most thing
Uh-oh.
that I love that the
that's me getting
caucus
the
does
award.
is that they give back. They honor students
It's
that
no
are,
doubt.
and they give them grants to fulfill those students that actually are in college trying to fulfill their filming projects, to get their degrees. The caucus gives them money to finish that.
Wow. Thank you. That's where you got, that's where you get a lot of little nugs, we call them knuckles. You work hard for those things. They don't
Yeah.
just, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I heard during the pandemic that you were working on a story on Indians dying on the reservations.
Yeah. When the pandemic came, like all my events dropped
Yes.
within 2 days. I'm like, okay, God, what am I going to do now? But
Yes.
then I prayed and then stories came to me. And that story right there that the Indians were dying on the reservations of COVID is because, see, not all the Indians work at the casinos or have any part or share part in the profit. They live on that reservation with no electricity or running water. So when they go off the reservation to work, then they come home, they were bringing back in the COVID. And no media outlet was going to do that story. I had to take that story out of the country and then have it brought back in. And then America picked up on it. As a result, then they started getting, they would send vans out for them to be tested for COVID, treated for COVID. They even got their COVID stimulus check. So I'm very proud of working with that.
Wow. Tupac. You have a guy who's doing some history, research. Can you tell us about it?
Well, I'm producer on a film called Tupac Cover Up. It just came out this past weekend. And this story is different. You never heard the story. What we did was we got the grown-ups in the room to talk about who worked in the industry during that time. And, like the marketing, the publicity, the promotion people, the executives, and actors. And so Michael T. Williamson is in it, and he talks about the actors code and how he was teaching Tupac about the acting business. So it's a very interesting take on what happened during that time.
What's going to happen? It's going to be a movie, it's a documentary.
It's a movie.
Uh-huh.
Right now it's on Zumo, and then come February, we graduate to Amazon Prime. And then, of course, the trial for Keefe D will happen. I believe that's happening in November. But we want everybody to look at this and make sure they got the right person, because we don't think they do.
One more question, lady. What's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is getting through what I got to do today.
And you're doing fine.
I'm doing good, and I woke up this morning. Not everybody woke up this
Thank
morning.
you. I tell people that all the time. I woke up this
I woke up, and now I'm letting God order and direct my steps.
Dr. Sims, you've done it again. I hope that folks took notes about what you heard, saw. Believe me, folks, education goes on every minute of every day. Let's focus, okay?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Edna Sims. Thank you.
Bye, and thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. We'll bring you back again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Much thanks for our sponsors, Harvey Brandman Photography is an Art, Ron Irwin's Lose Life, Way to Lose Weight, Larry Buford's book To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm agent Carla Green, and veteran actor Rob Reinstein's Actor Training Facility and Actor Space. Much thanks to our guest today, broadcast executive radio personality Lee Bailey, producer, director, writer Jackie Kane, and ownership ESP Public Affairs Dr. Edna Sims. The Actor's Choice is a presentation of B&B Productions. Rudolph Brewington is the president. Sidney Chandler is our executive producer. Lee does it all. Special thanks to our ever-growing audience. I'm Ron Brewington. See you next time.